Groomer's putting the finishing touches on. The cloud is touching the ground again. That's fog. And I heard dripping again overnight last night. There it is, dripping. Supposedly, the mountain reported 28 degrees this morning. Well, at 28 degrees, you don't have no icicles. So something's gonna give. That snow ledge is gonna give, isn't it? There's some pink on the horizon. We had a really weak low pressure system and a tiny little trough go just north of us last night. Oh, here we go. Evidence of some freezing there. A really light sort of misty coating. So I don't really know what to expect for texture. I think it's going to be, well, they say an inch of powder up top. And it is colder this morning. On Mount Washington, it's in the teens. So I call that low barometer cold, which is usually unstable. And you are warmer near the base. But we also have an inversion going on south of here, all the way down to southern New England. It's about 30 degrees with patchy freezing fog. So lots of little things. Weather is not easy. And I can see clearing way down there. Can't really make it out, can you? And last evening, I was skating over on the rink right over there, and the sky briefly cleared right around sunset. That was gorgeous, and Carl Weller got the distant shot looking up toward here from down below, and he said it was wild. It was just orange and looked like another planet. And then all of a sudden, the fog came back in, and by 8 o'clock, it was totally dense fog here. And that was from the south, so the wind completely shifted around. Technically, we are in a colder wave, but now there's a warm intrusion happening in the colder wave today because of low pressure powering through Ontario. And once again, tonight, we're going to have elevation mixed precipitation. And that's a cold front that's going to change the pattern big time going into next week. And there are some big changes to next weekend also. Looking at some serious cold coming in this week and a huge question mark next weekend. So I'm going to go skiing, same routine, look at the morning guidance, and come back with a very wintry looking vernal equinox Tuesday night, 11:06 p.m. T-Rex. And here we are 4 hours later, 11 o'clock, out the door, and it looks almost the same as it's looked the last 48 hours or so. There's a little bit of dripping going on here. There's a very light mist falling. The cloud has been coming up and going down. Very poor visibility in that cloud. Highly variable skiing today. Some really nice soft snow at the top, and then some of the other areas that melted and refroze are almost scary to ski this morning. But you can see there is snow on the trees. That's the view from here. And also skiing this morning on Nosedive. Upper Nosedive was fine. There's Brian Campbell making friends. We actually met in an airport last year. So what's going on? Right now we're between low pressure systems. That little bit of snow from last night was a weak 1009 low moving east. Let's look at the satellite picture. Look at that thick cloud just exiting Cape Cod. Most of southern New England having a beautiful midday Saturday, March 16th with temperatures near 60 degrees. We're between fronts. There's a warm front going across northern New England and a cold front in the Midwest, and you can really make out the motion of those clouds coming across Michigan. Really fast flow up in the sky. Now, when low pressure goes to your north, you get air coming from the south. Wind is air moving from high pressure to our south, low pressure to the north. So even though we're in a cold wave, it's warm air advection, and tonight we do it again with the mixed precipitation. Cold enough for snow at the tops of the mountains, rain showers below them. It actually warms up enough that I think the snow level could be a little higher here at Mount Mansfield tomorrow. It's a really fast mover. We're not getting a whole bunch of precip, but places from here north to Jay to Sugarloaf could get another 2 inches again at the tops of the mountains with its wet down below. So highly variable conditions, and then the cold air is going to settle in here. Now this is normally where I go to the Euro and I talk about the 10-day forecast, but the Euro just went off the rails last night with a storm missing way to the south over the weekend. And when a model goes off the rails and completely changes from the day before and all the other guidance stays more consistent, you can throw that model away usually. So that's what we're doing with the Euro today. Here's the GFS. And here is the low pressure going to our north tonight, and a lot of isobars. Wind is going to pick up. Now, one low is going to redevelop in eastern Maine, so that's a triple point low, and there's going to be a trough trailing behind it that's going to settle in tomorrow night, and that's when the real coldest air of this outbreak is going to begin, tomorrow night. So between now and then, we're only getting moderately cold. I call it low barometer cold because it's going to be colder up in the sky. Anyhow, the blue is snow, and you can see another little wave coming over us on Wednesday. Now, there's an even colder front Wednesday night and Thursday, and all the while in there's going to be these upslope snows, not a widespread storm, but very cold for this time of year, maybe even some record cold if we can get the barometer to go up. And that's apparently what's going to happen late in the week. We're going to get a high barometer going north of us and a low barometer south. Now the stage is set for perhaps a wintry storm here next weekend. I say perhaps because the Euro completely lost it. The GFS has a mix with warming coming in enough that it would be rain and snow, higher elevation snow. So it looks less wintry next weekend than it did in yesterday's guidance. But as weather changes in waves, weather forecasts change in waves. So we're going to ride a cold wave most of this week, kind of in a hurry right now. There are a lot of things going on. At the top of the Forerunner, we're having a celebration for Jake Burton Carpenter. Jake's ride, a trail named here. The ski report says we're going to celebrate his perseverance and generosity and Jake's dream and take a run down Jake's ride. And they say, ride on, Jake. So that's at noon, and then we're going to go to the Cliff House for lunch. And the weather's changing every second. We had some pretty heavy snizzle and drizzle, and then even ice crystals this morning. And yesterday was so variable. It turned really pretty at sunset. We talked about that. So some and more of late yesterday in the afternoon skiing, and then this morning skiing with Brian. And I met Tim Cronin and family yesterday at the Den. Tim and his babies out there somewhere. I'm going to find you, Tim. We'll get you in the more this afternoon and tomorrow. All right, talk to you tomorrow. Pig and retriever and T-Rex and skating. I can't believe that the ice is this good today. Wow, this is great. Where's the Ghost Riders? Fluorescent, that's a good idea. I like to say fog is future snow. And it may snow another inch or two tonight. Did it? Is it? Into the notch. Fog. A couple of raindrops. Right at the bottom of the cloud. Tower 11, the same place that the snow started in. Zuggies. I already forgot the name of it. Phil Zuggies? Something Zuggies. Tower 11 in the fog. This is the funnest happy hour. Drag the whole body down. Sugary. Just don't tell them you know me. Shake it, shake it. And a Grateful Dead to go with it. I do say I see some blue sky, and I'm hitching a ride home with Tim Cronin and family. We're all set for the weekend. Got the hinterlands and the huggies and Nicole at the wheel, and a couple babies in the back. Yeah, just your average TK ride home. Just past 5 and the fog is finally lifted. You can still see where there's some snow on the trees at the very top. So if we can get some clearing tonight, it's gonna be much better. And the worker is still working. It's cold air advection technically. It's cold enough that we're ice skating again tonight. .56. I think it's dry. There's that cloud, almost the same place as yesterday. And it's Jake Burton Carpenter Appreciation Day. Orders are going to celebrate at noontime with a toast at the top. Our double plankers invited into the cloud, and you can see a little bit of snow on the trees right here. Same place as yesterday, pretty much. Tower 11. Some Rime frost. Hopefully not groomed. That's alright. So, no evidence of any freezing rain. Very light ice ball type thing happening right now. The cat of fog. Very buttery. little less than an inch is what it looks like. Pull the same routine as yesterday. So the snow from yesterday is still up here. Whoa, a little icy. So somebody cleaned the tables yesterday. I mean, it is springtime. We're supposed to have barbecues, right? So I did this yesterday right here also. And it was about 5. Today it's a light inch. And a tad foggy. Kind of where we left off. But now this makes, let's see, it snowed Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it snowed like 7 out of the last 9 days, something like that. Brian, met him at the airport in Los Angeles on our way to Utah. We just saw each other on the lift. Nice. And we got snow on Nosedive. About the 4th time this week with fresh snow. Hi, Brian. Nice to see you again. Place in Ludlow. He drove up from Okemo today. That tree was standing before this winter. It's been a really windy winter. And there's the webcam. And a little bit of crust on there. At 8:45, 36 degrees. And Brian came up Route 100 this morning.
Yeah, that's right. Wasn't too bad. A little slippery in some spots, but
why did you leave Ludlow?
I was a little scarce down there. I came up here to try to find a little bit more snow, and Stowe definitely has more snow than southern Vermont. That's for sure.
What's your last name, Brian?
Hamill. Brian Hamill.
Great name. Tim Kelly. Good to see you again. Haven't seen you since at the airport in Los Angeles.
That's right. Airport in LAX.
Hayride was groomed, and it's in really good shape, especially without the fog. Center line was not groomed, and that was just a mistake. Going down center line. Look at the valley. Almost looks like there's a mountain out there. Huge cloud. Really pretty. Oops. $9.45 on the gondola. We've got some tiny bits of ice coming out of the sky, which is better than tiny bits of water. I don't know if we have dendrites. Tiniest little dendrites, actually. Future snow. I call fog future snow. All right, 10 o'clock, and it's snow? Kind of snow.
Kind of snow.
Kind of snow. Some kind of snow. Come on. My phone's not cooperating. 10 o'clock, and it's doing something. Almost dendrites. It's getting colder aloft. I call it low barometer cold. Very unstable. Bring it. Tonight, we're going to have another mixed layer of stuff up top and something maybe different down bottom.